So I had a conversation with a friend of mine yesterday, and she is not a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And she was expressing, now she is a Catholic, or she is Christian. She was expressing how 2025 had just been a really difficult year. She'd lost a couple of people that are very close to her, and then we talked about, you have the Texas floods, where the young women were lost, and the other wars in the world, the Charlie Kirk situation, um, the hurricane in Jamaica, just all kinds of things, and how this fallen world can be so difficult. Because then you add in like are there family things, work things, whatever. There's just so much that goes on. And I was telling her, yeah, I understand that the last couple of months had been extremely difficult for me as well, and as I was talking to her, I said, September was really hard because I didn't do a good job. I feel like of focusing on Christ. I was focused on all the storms that were happening, and I brought up the story of Peter when he walks on the water, and as he gets out of the boat and he walks to the water, he's able to walk because he's focused on Jesus Christ. The second that he starts looking like most of us would at the storms, at the waves, is when he starts to sink. And of course, Christ pulls him out of the water and saves him. But I told her, even though she's not a member of the church, I told her of the quote of late President Nelson, where he says the joy of our lives has little to do with the circumstances and everything to do with the focus of our lives, and how that means focusing on Christ. And it was interesting because I told her, like, and I haven't even been, I feel like I haven't done a good enough job of focusing on Christ consistently anyway. Um, there have been times where like I'm really feeling it's been difficult, and I'll say a prayer, I'll listen to a conference talk, I'll listen to some church music to try and get Christ back front and center, but I haven't been able to consistently find that peace. I think I've done better lately, but that led me to a couple of things. One is about mourning with others, because I had a conversation. That was another part of our conversation, which I'll do in another video, the next video. But the second part is, it's kind of a question for everyone else. How do you consistently keep Christ in your life so that you can try and minimize the pain, the anxiety, the stress that we all feel as a part of this mortal existence, and feel more of the peace and the comfort and the hope more consistently? Because that's something I would be that's a part of my journey that I'm trying to figure out, is how do I lessen. I don't know if we ever get rid of the anxiety and stress of life, but lessen that, so I'm not as focused on it, but focused more on the good things, the silver linings, the positives, and those kind of things. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Appreciate you, and have a great rest of your day.